All right, now the next command that we'll be talking about now is rmdir. rmdir. Now, what do we mean by rmdir? rmdir simply stands for what? Remove directory. Remove directory. So the same way mkdir stands for what? Make directory. rmdir stands for what? Remove directory. And what does it do? Delete your folder. You understand? So for instance, I created images here, right? I can remove these images and I can say rmdir, right? Images. Now, if you check here, you won't see images again. I created client here, isn't it? I'm backend. I can do the same thing. rmdir client. And then automatically it clears. Similarly, backend. rmdir, then what? Backend. Okay. There's a reason why I use colon. Can someone help me after? I used class 15, right? Good. Can someone explain? I want to know if other people were here. So she asked the question. She said, yeah, I'm not using colon, but I used colon, right? In the other one. And that one is class 15, so it's backend. Now, why am I not using colon here? No. This is not backend. Let me explain it again. I created backend. Yes, don't worry, don't get confused. Calm down. Don't worry, don't get confused. I created a backend folder, right? And it's going to treat class and 15 as two separate entities. But to make them look like one, you have to put them in what? Colon. Sorry, quotation rather. Now, this quotation is going to make them look like what? As if they are one element. Do you understand it now? So if I click on enter, check here, you have class 15. Can you see? Left hand, you have class 15. Now, to remove that class 15, I did absolutely the same thing. rmdir, class what? 15. That was a mistake. Yeah. Okay, now it's working. So class 15. Hey. Just a moment. So rmdir, right? So rmdir, so we have what? Class 15, isn't it? Now, if I click on enter, we have what? It has removed. Can you see it now? But in this case, we only have, when I was doing mkdir client is just one word, not two. Meaning that what it's not separating it from anything, right? So if I click enter, it still works. You understand? But if you have two separate words, but you want to join them together, use what? Quotation. Yeah, so that's it. So I can still do rmdir client and then class. Client class. So exactly. So that is basically how it is. Now we've done how many now? We've done 1, 2, 3, 4. RM. Now you're not wondering. Let me come back to my PowerShell. You're not wondering, but in this place, right? Let me go to. Let's say I create a JavaScript file here. Let's say you have app.js, right? How do I remove the app.js that I just created? RMDIR, right? Good. Any other person? It's not RMDIR. I created a JavaScript file here. So app.js. How do I remove it with my command line? RM. Why is it RM? Why not RMDIR? Let me just answer it quickly. RMDIR stands for what? What did I call the directory? No, what do I call the directory? What is the directory? A folder, right? This JavaScript I just created, where is it? Is it a folder or a file? That means it cannot work. You only remove what? Folder with what? RMDIR. Or you say? Client is a folder. And you can only create a directory with what? MKDIR. You understand? You cannot create a directory with, you cannot create a file with MKDIR because why? MKDIR is what? Directory, folder. Now, if I want to remove this app.js, how will I remove it? RM, right? App.js. And then automatically it's not there again. That's how it is. Do you understand it now? That's basically how it works. Is it clear? So, is it clear to everybody? Is to remove files. RMDIR is to remove what? Folder. Now, you might not be asking, how do you not create file? So, how do we create file? We create file with what? Touch. Now, this is going to be the last one I will talk about. So, these remaining three, they are actually very important. What's the name? They are very important Linux commands, but because of our time, I'm going over them. So, how do you create folders? Use something we know as what? Touch. Now, but Touch, on the other hand, is used for a Linux operating system. Now, what operating system is this? Windows, right? I'm just trying to write Linux program on what? On Windows. Meaning that I'm not going to get the full package of what? Linux. I'm just going to get, just a little bit of Linux on it, on my PowerShell. So it's not going to work if I say touch. Let's say I want to create app.js, touch, app.js. It will give me an error. Now, as you can see, the term touch is not recognized as it because why? Wait a minute. Because why? Touch is a what? Is not recognized in Windows. Yes, I'm trying to write Linux, but I'm trying to write Linux on what? On Windows. So I'm still on a Windows system, isn't it? But if I was on a full Linux system, what happened? I can just write touch and it works. Now that is why there is in a new what's the name? New command introduced, which is what? New item. So if I write new item and I go app.js, so I've created app.touch. Now I just explain touch to you so that you can understand what touch is. Let's him answer. You have a question? Yeah. Do you understand what new item is? Everybody. All right. Just like I said, you don't have the full package. But it does not mean you don't have a little package. The only reason why you're able to write Linux is because you have a command line. You understand? It comes with every system. PowerShell is a command line. So it comes with.
The question is, how can let us say, use but it's not yes. Then we have the PowerShell. But how do we now use that? Where are we that? How can we use Windows operating PowerShell? Like, how do you know this is the command?
I don't think I get the question, but from what I understand from your question, right?
Yeah, how do you PowerShell identify all these commands?
Because your PowerShell was designed to understand Linux commands. You understand? It was basically designed. Now, again, because your PowerShell is still on Windows, it cannot have access to every or understand every Linux command because Linux is totally and install Linux on your system. That takes a whole lot of installation. You understand? But right here, you're just trying to manage the little you can get from PowerShell. And PowerShell has what? Linux in it. Though it does not have the full package, but it still has Linux in it. That is why instead of using Torch, you're using new item. But on a Linux command, you use what? Torch. So on a Linux system, you use what? Torch. But new item was specifically designed for Windows. I'm not sure if you can use on Touch because on Linux because I've not used a Linux system before. But it was specifically designed for what? Windows and Mac. I think you can even use Touch on Mac, but basically Windows. Who's the next? Okay. I've answered your question. Okay. PowerShell is Windows PowerShell. That's the name. Then, if you want to use another command line, there's something we call the terminal. So Mac has its own terminal. Same way Windows has its own terminal. The terminal of Windows is what? PowerShell or command line prompt. There's CMD also. Then on Mac, you have terminal. You understand? Is that a question? Any other question? Any other question? Okay. So I think we can continue now. All right, 4:20. I tried. Use 1 hour. So do you understand everything, Mr. Samuel? Do you understand it? Is it clear to you? What's not clear? What's not clear? You understand it better. All right. So now, moving on to the next part, we're not going to go ahead and explain basic Git command lines now. So we've been able to understand certain command lines or command prompts or Linux command prompts. The next thing is what? Go into what? Into Git command lines. You have a question? Yes, that's why I said that they are not really important. Now, CP is to copy files. So for instance, let's say I want to have this in this app.js. Now, how many files do you have here? 4. I'm not going to explain, I'm not going to do it. You have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's now say I want to still copy app.js inside of these assets. You understand? What am I trying to do like that? I'm trying to copy, duplicate files, but I'm going to have one file in the normal class then and another app.js file inside of what? Let me just do one so you see what I'm saying. So I can say copy what? App.js, right? Can you see it? Into what? Assets. So what was going to happen? So if I click on enter, can you see what happened? Can you see what happened? Did you notice what happened? What happened? Check here. Was app.js under assets before? Do you understand it now? It is that's copied this particular app.js inside of this place, inside of this asset. No. App.js is a file. Assets is a folder. You can only copy files inside of file folder. You understand? Now, similarly, MV means what? Move. If I want to move files totally, I can move my index.html inside of this one now. So if I say MV index.what? HTML inside of my what? Assets. What have I just done? Moved it. Do you understand now? That's what move MV will do for you. CP is copy, MV is what? Move. Now, cat, on the other hand, is saying, okay, I want to put things inside of a particular file. So